Okay, perfect. Welcome to AI Talks, episode 5. We have been going weekly for a good amount of weeks now. Very excited for today's episode. Today we have Matt Goslew. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here, Kashab, and I'm very excited as well.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Today we have AI in business, and I believe there's nobody better to talk about this with you today, Matt. And I love to get into all the kind of nuances between AI and business, whether it's good use cases, bad use cases, our overall opinions with things. And I'm just looking forward to our conversation today. And I just want to start off quickly with doing some little backgrounds here. So I can go ahead and start. My name is Keshav Ganesh Babu. I am a senior at ASU. I graduate this spring, and I've been with Gen AI Consulting for about 5 6 months now. I am a marketing co-team lead, and I do all of the social media for the Instagram and for our YouTube. And I'm just very happy to have the platform to now do this podcast and bring more engagement to our services. So I do really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll just kick it back off to you, Matt.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, and great to have you a part of the team. I'm Matt Gharegozlou, as you mentioned. I'm one of the co-founders at Gen AI Consulting, and I've been here 2 3 months and contributing. But my background, over 30 years of experience in technology sales. I've been in many large corporations, mid-size, and so forth. I've had responsibilities to run sales, business development, channel, go to market, marketing, you name it, right, for the past 30 years or so. And again, I have seen the tremendous change in the technology over 30 years. And with the latest change, I would say one of the major industrial change that we see is AI and adoption of AI. That's the reason, decided to join to be part of the Gen AI consulting team because that's the future, and we can contribute and assist to many companies in that area.
Perfect, perfect. So I did do my podcast last week with Yamil, and he was talking about how this kind of AI boom was similar to the .com boom that kind of I believe it was about like 20, 10, 20 years ago, something like that. Um, and I do want to hear your take on that. What do you think about the kind of scale of this kind of AI revolution? Is it similar to the .com revolution? Do you think that if companies don't adopt these new AI technologies, they're going to be left behind? Like, what's your whole opinion on that?
I think definitely is a major event in the in technology. However, I would say even is more impactful than .com. .com was only one event to be happening, right? Just and then now with the advent of large language models and the capabilities that they have, the speed is amazing. We hear every day in the
Right.
news there is a new functionality in a large language model, new capabilities. And some of these capabilities in the past, if you wanted to write code, would take you months and sometimes years to do it. Now, maybe a matter of hours and days to have some of those capabilities and new business development. Therefore, I think it's definitely is going to impact. I feel is going to impact everything positively. I think is going to
Mm,
help to with, and it's not just the automation of the workflow, is generative AI, which basically think about it that is a workflow, because workflow before was just given parameters and you say computer language, you'd have to do A, B, C, D, and you just go through the workflow process that automates that. But this is more than automation, because AI, it's can learn, can get faster,
right.
and can help. And just like employee, you hire an employee first. They're going to take them some time to learn something. Once they learn, they become quicker, and eventually they're going to come up with the processes on their own, which they're going to help to optimize and excel in their jobs. Therefore, I really think that's what happens with the AI
Yeah.
when you adapt AI technology. And to me, it's not a experimental phenomenal anymore. It's not a luxury anymore. It must have, because in
Right.
order for you to succeed in this business or your business, whatever that is, you have to have some optimization and improve productivity. AI tool, and again, I really
Right.
don't feel that probably we're going to talk about that. I don't think it's going to displace or replace any human. I think it's going to augment to their work, and it's going to help to optimize their environment and improve the productivity at the end of the day, resulting in a better ROI and TCO.
Right. 100%. I love that quote from you. I love that AI is not a luxury anymore. You need it. I think back to when it was a luxury. I feel like that was mainly before ChatGPT, when there were kind of, some kind of AIs that you could use before then. But um like Google Maps to name a few, probably like Siri, that kind of stuff. I mean,
Sure.
it's not a luxury to use it, but like you understood that it's there, but the capabilities of what we're seeing from AI are genuinely increasing by weekly. Which is why we started this podcast, because we wanted to get behind what's going on, how it's changing every week, and get some people to talk about that as well. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with me.
Yeah, and then for example, Keshav, you're part of your schooling thing. How AI impacts you? How you work utilizing AI during your school work or social? How do you use them?
Yeah, I think AI didn't play a big part when it wasn't prevalent, but I can definitely say that it is a pretty decent part of my little routine here when I have some assignments coming through. But there like, we've talked about this in the past podcast as well, and I do want to kind of hit that same point of, like, you can use AI to cheat. It's very simple to do that. Very easy to do that, and it'll do it for you. It'll literally, like, if you put the question in, it'll give you the answer, right? But the thing is, you can also use it as such an, like, impactful learning tool. You can basically ask it like a teacher to teach you things, to help you understand things, to give you articles to then read from, and the possibilities are endless. And I feel like if you go about it with the right attitude, it genuinely, like, can change your learning as well. But um, if we all have, like, less time to do things, and kind of we just use AI to kind of, help us out with that. But um, I really do hope that, in the future, um, there's just a way to only use that for the good reason, which is to help us learn, and not to help us just get the answer and not really
Yep,
understand what's going on.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the huge impact in so many different industries. Just now we're talking
yeah,
about schools and college and everything else. Imagine the AI could help the teachers, professors, and so forth automate the grading system. Imagine that. You know, that's average
yes,
4 hours with the teachers that takes away from them, and they can start. They can use that 4 hours to do more research, developing more students, and do some other
yeah,
activity that would help the students much further than spending just grading the students. Therefore, I mean, just that's one use case, right? It's just like,
right,
and also another use case is because lots of students have to do research, and then now with some of this
yeah,
AI tool, really, because I used to go to library before when I was going to college, and then to go do my research in library, and then way back when it was a computer, even you had this, you know, films in the library that you had to go to review and the slides that to get if you wanted the previous version of newspapers you had to go through the tons of material to find that. But again, made it so easy, and it's the same kind of research, but it's but again, one example I want to say that really I don't believe AI replaces job, actually augments it and improves it. Just probably some of our listeners probably remember the phone books. We used to have yellow pages, white
phone
pages,
books,
right? There was a big organization that
right,
developed all those pages. And if you wanted to find an address of a company or address of someone, you go to yellow pages and white pages for business and yellow pages for people. You find those, and there were booklets per zip codes, per area code, and the post office would bring it to you monthly basis, and they get changed. And there was a massive organization behind this to do all that. But when the internet happened, all that changed. Now you have the search
Yeah.
engines that you go search everything you want. But again, all those people still employed when find a job, and what happened? They just upgraded their skills. But the ones that they say I want to do only books, okay, now probably they don't have jobs. You know what I'm saying? But the ones they said, you know what, I want to
Yes.
learn new techniques, I want to learn new things. Let me see how I can adapt myself, my skills to the new trend and what's happening. And again, they came up and now they work for big companies doing the search engine optimization, other stuff. Therefore, that's what really I
Yes.
think AI is going to all about as well.
Yes, I agree. That you basically explained that perfectly. I think that was like more of the .com kind of boom that happened, and we're seeing that same kind of thing now with AI, and I think it's huge that we're seeing the massive amounts of AI startups that are starting up, and the massive amounts of AI consulting groups and AI tools that are new and approaching. And I feel that with Gen AI consulting, I feel like our platform that we are giving with the tools that we're providing and the education that we're providing also is just such a big advantage to get on with and understand, save that time of understanding generative AI.
Yeah, and
Um,
in Gen AI consulting, that's this you mentioned, that's great point actually, because we are looking some of the use cases that we can assist, and to see how we can help the companies from on the business cases that they have, and how we can resolve some of the business challenges and make them optimize their business, improve the quality of the leads they receive, include help them to increase their business by having additional customers and inquiries and everything is possible. Again, it's all about helping the businesses to grow and optimize their operation and improve their productivity.
right, exactly. And this just ties into something that I want to get into really well. I think that you know there are companies that are doing things well when it comes to AI, and this is like this is a broad, like in a business broad perspective, and there's companies that are also not doing it well. I want to get into the not well first. So if you could, so I'm just asking you, could you give me an example of a company that you think has not properly transferred over or adapted over to the new AI revolution?
I mean, look at, since naming the companies, but look at some of the companies going out of business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because some of the, let's just look at some of the giant retail stores, right? They're going out of business because they didn't adapt quickly to e-commerce engine, like developing
right,
e-com, be able to have the customer engagement model, which give them a capability, because that customer engagement model for e-coms is huge, and again, it's some AI driven. Be able to have the experience of this user depending on the platform, be able to access their system from anywhere, not just going only to their stores, be able to buy from the web, from the mobile, from tablet, from any other device, right? Be able to give them the experience
right,
that they want, be able to, if they want to buy eyeglass, be able to wear that glass right on their face right there at their home to see if that eyeglass I like or not. If they see a jacket, they can put the jacket on themselves right there to see it. These are the experience that AI is going to help to drive those. Companies that you see is out of business because they didn't do that. They didn't adapt quick enough, and there's some startup that started and adapted all those. Actually, I saw the
right.
company a long time ago. They were in the shoe industry, and then and basically you go to their website, you see the shoe you want, you pick the size and material that you want. They build it for you and they show it and you fit how it looks like on you. I mean, imagine it was such a great experience, like you see all that,
Is that
and then
through
you just order.
online that they show you that?
You can do
Is
all
that is
that,
that
yeah,
online they'll
exactly.
show you?
Online,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's AI generated, of course. But they take the picture of
Okay,
your
yeah.
feet and your pants or whatever, and then they show that, and you can just have a good idea. By the way, the same thing with, I just bought the glasses, but I do it online now because you definitely, and it's very interesting. One of the challenges, most optometrists, they didn't give you the PD, that's pupil distance between the two eyes. They don't give that to you, but you need that in order to get the eyeglasses. Therefore, I go online and
Right.
you pick the frame you want, pick the lenses you want. Also, online they can measure your PD automatically for you with the AI tool, and then they can give you that. This is like again, this is technology in the best practice. Then it's going to help you to to order everything you want online e-commerce. But again, the companies are accepting that and they still want to do old-fashioned, probably gradually, especially with Gen Z coming on board and other new individuals. That's going to be really not going to be the area. That's these are some example of the not successful ones.
Yes. No, no, I love that. I think I definitely want to check that out. I think I haven't heard of this company that you can kind of see how the shoes look on your foot before you buy them. That's crazy. I think that's just that just goes to show like all the things that you can do with AI. I feel like that's a great use case of like this company figured out an issue of like, okay, we're online. The only reason that we go in store to buy shoes is because we want to see how they look on our foot, right? And they said, no, we're gonna take AI and we're gonna actually like make that exchange online, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible.
Yep.
So yeah, now we're going back to the so we went to the bad examples. Now in a broader good sense, what are some great things that are happening? How are AI how are companies using AI in a great way?
Yeah, the I think there's so many use cases. First of all, I think that one of the predominant use cases is AI assistants and AI employees that most companies are using right now. Imagine, you know, you have a personal assistant. Just give you, I personally, when I get on a call, Zoom calls or Teams calls or Meet, Google Meet call, I always activate my note taker, and then I haven't taken one note for like maybe a year or so. Now I used to
Yeah,
not to spend so much time taking note, not listening to conversations. And now exactly
right,
opposite. I'm 100%. It's productive listening to conversation and have the AI take all the
right,
notes for me, even with URLs, with the presentation, everything. After the meeting, I have all the notes and I can refer back to them by dates, by time, but by individuals, everything else. I mean, it's so powerful. That's the reason these are very powerful tools. Another one is like a health industry, I would say. They have made so much advancement in the technology and using the AI tools and robotics, as well as biochemical, biomedicine, and
yep,
development. It's just like becoming. I mean, give you example. I some of this because originally when the large language models they were hallucinating, some of the data wasn't real, new, and so forth. But now with some of these large language model offering deep research, which allows you to do a complete research with citing the look, you know, where they come from and origination of all this research. I mean, you can. Somebody was telling me basically you have one of those large language model with a deep research, like you have 10 PhD sitting next to you 24/7, answer with all
mm-hmm,
your questions. And they're
mm-hmm,
right. Like, you know, you'll be able to get answers
mm-hmm.
to anything you want. You can do the market analysis. You can do different testing. You have A/B testing. You can build so many different things and test them, and then come up with some recommendation from. By the way, one of the major companies in CRM vendors, what they do, they have their own AI tool. And the CEO was famous. He was saying that when he does a forecast for a company, he asks the division heads each to do a forecast. Then he goes to his AI person and says, okay, what do you think the forecast is going to look like for the month or quarter? AI gives him one XYZ number. He goes usually with that number because he believes that number
Oh, he
because
does, doesn't
they
he?
calculate so many things that you know they can give him information. Therefore, I really think it's any industry that you're looking at. I think the assistants making a huge sales generation, lead generation is really becoming automated. Voice bots becoming completely automated, and the new one, as you know, you don't need to learn to language anymore to code because now the large language models they do that for you. But the new one actually,
Yep.
I'm interested. I'm using it gradually now called vibe coding. The vibe coding is very interesting. Now you can do it just by talking to the to them to do the coding for
Really?
you. Yeah, that's called vibe coding.
Oh,
That's
so
brand new.
it's called what's it called again? Vibe coding?
Vibe coding. Yeah, that's a new one
Vibe
that
coding.
yeah, it's just
Wow.
happening now, and you don't even have to type any text anymore. You can just talk and then do the coding for. Just say, you know what, help me to build a snake game. To build the snake game, I want you to
Wow.
play the snake game on my terminal and compete with another snake game, for example. Just boom, and just like
Uh-huh.
you can just do all that,
That's
right?
definitely, I feel
But
like
you have
that
to do some
definitely is like a
setups
huge,
beforehand. But but you can just set up the
yeah,
APIs and everything else. But again, it's pretty cool actually. Yeah, yeah.
that's insane. Vibe coding. That's definitely like you're talking about before, that's definitely some kind of Gen Z startup company.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That they're
Definitely
gonna be
somebody
using it.
like vibe coding is a very Gen Z kind of slang term, I feel like. But yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
that that
exactly.
that's
That's
super cool.
that created for them probably. But I'm still playing with it, just trying to learn as well. Yeah.
That's great. You can speak into it. And then you're talking about the note taker as well. I wanna know like what's the name of that note taker that you use? Like what is it the whole platform called?
I use I use the brand called Audi, but Google has it as well. And there's so many of them out there,
Okay,
like
good.
a million of them, yeah. And then I'm like using all the free ones, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's so many of them, and those are great because you can actually set it up with your system and any products you use and then what you can do, it just automatically activates and gives you a report back after the
Yeah.
meeting, which is amazing. Yeah. But it would be
That's
just like in
great.
a meeting, would be like another person attending the meeting, but really is your AI assistant
Right.
who attended the meeting and is taking
Right.
notes, basically. And
It is great
it's
because
like
taking notes.
it's just very, very
No, no,
cumbersome,
yeah.
right?
Yes, I was gonna say, well, if you're typing notes, or even if you're typing, or if you're like kind of this goes for like students as well. Like if you're typing notes during class, if you're like writing down notes during class, it's very hard to multitask. There are people that do it well, but me, I can't. That's not me. That's never been me. I'll see people like taking notes. I can't do. I have to refresh before I'm going into class to know what's going on before I'm in the class, and then understand. But I cannot do the double thinking. So I think like you said that's a perfect tool for students to really use AI and
Exactly.
contribute that
That's
way.
great. Just give you an example. That's just one use case everybody can use, and then and even all these meetings you can use all that. Another one is just like because I came from industry in a media entertainment before this, and it
Okay.
just like how amazing is generation of the video and music and so many different great solutions out there, and every day becomes so real that you cannot even distinguish
Mhm.
between the AI generated versus real shooting scene. It's just like the quality is getting
Mhm.
better, the speed getting better, and you can do so many things. Just because I came from the post production background as well, and people when they had to
Oh,
fix
gotcha.
something
Okay.
in the post production, what happened is you have to go through, you shoot the scene. Like if they forgot to have a scene had to have for example a laptop in a desk, but they forgot that when they shoot the movie that scene didn't have the laptop. And then they had to go create the whole scene again with all actors and everybody else, sound people, and put all that together, right? And then now
Yeah.
with AI generated tool, you can just put whatever you forgot, you put it right there, and it looks like real. And it's just like
Boom.
that's just one example. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think I made a post about this earlier. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's Adobe came up with this new tool that you can basically have a video, any video you want to import, you can import it into the software. You can just take the end of that video and then extend it. There's nothing, right? There's no extra video for that. You've imported what you've imported. You take the end of that video and then you stretch it out a little bit more. It'll AI create more of that video for you. It's insane, and that's what I'm talking like post production. That's insane. If you have some kind of like a time, like you have like a time setup where you have to hit this kind of minutes, this many time, you can just, oh, I need 30
Yeah.
more seconds. Boom. Here we go. That's it. And
Yeah, I think all
this
the
also goes into
movies.
like for
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, for
Sorry.
movies, for movies, for film. No, yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
I think all the movie
There is
studios and
there is
the
a
production folks, I think what they're going to do is special effects usually is the part that has the highest expense because when they blow up a
yes,
building or blow up a car or something like that, a special effect,
yeah,
those are going to be now AI is going to be great for those at minimal cost, and also they don't have to have all that set up and everything else, and they can do those so quickly. And then, and again, you may say, but there's lots of jobs going to be lost because they do that AI, correct? But lots of new jobs going to be created. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
therefore, lots of people have to do all
right.
that with AI and stuff like that. It's just like I another one in music that I was flabbergasted personally because I went to one of these music app, which is amazing. You come up with the idea, but what want them to write about lyrics. I cannot write lyrics for nothing. Even if somebody pays me $2 billion, I couldn't do it. Right? I just said I want to write a lyric
Right.
about X, Y, Z, and then
Yeah,
then the program asked me, "Do you want to have chorus?" I said, "Yes, I want to have chorus and lyrics." I give him just a subject. It was a evening in the on the beach. That was it. Write me a lyric about evening in the beach. Boom. I had the whole thing and a chorus and everything else. Then I said, okay, I want to have a song made out of this with a, and they said, okay, what kind of genre you want to have it? I said, okay, I want it to be a electronic music, dance music with the progressive and a little bit of probably house into it. So okay, and then so okay, what about singer? I said I want a woman and then have between 30 years old voice and also with a raspy voice, for example, and upbeat and very
yeah.
happy song. I had to wait like 3 or 4 minutes, and 3 minutes song
That's
was
it.
ready to go, and it was so good. You just you say, what the
That's
heck, this is
crazy.
amazing.
There's a lot of tools that you've been kind of exposed to. We do have a segment where we talk about, what's like what kind of new AI that
Oh,
you've used
sure,
in the
yeah, yeah.
past
There are
week.
lots of great tools. I'm always researching and
Right.
looking at. I get lots of ideas from YouTube. Believe it or not, they have lots of great channels in YouTube.
Okay,
I
yeah.
go there, then I just
Right.
follow lots of new companies and all the new companies getting funding because they're such a great space. But again, bottom line is, although these are only demonstrate some of the use cases that AI so powerful is doing in different industry, how it's impacting positively all the other industries.
Right. Right. Definitely. Definitely. I think as we go throughout the week, I'm gonna try to really like kind of change with the podcast and kind of have a little segment in the beginning where we highlight those new AI tools that you can use yourself. So I'm definitely working on that. I think that would be a great tool to kind of bring more awareness to these kind of like you said, like a music bot that'll create lyrics for you when you give it a vision. Like that's crazy, right? Or like like a shoe company that kind of shows how the shoe looks on your body without even you completely online, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think that would be a good idea for the future. Um, but yeah, I do kind of want to go into. This is kind of just for me, to kind of ask you. But have you been seeing the Oscars lately? Have you seen
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
watched
Adrian
portion
Brody.
of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most portion of it,
I
yeah.
saw
So
the
I think
I saw his
Adrian Brody
speech, which was very long.
speech was very long, right? It was very long. It wasn't that great of a speech. I mean, that was also there, but he actually used AI to make his accent sound more, distinct and more accurate in the movie. And people are actually kind of bashing him on that. They're like, "Oh, like this is kind of like he's used AI. All the other actors that were nominated didn't use AI at all. They practiced, they trained for 5 years and did all this kind of stuff, and he's kind of getting bashed on for it. Do you think there will be a time in the future where an actor will like particularly you're from the media generation background, you're from the post production background, so you kind of understand this stuff more than I do. But I wanted to ask you, like, do you think that do you see actors kind of moving against AI in the future just to make sure that their career is more foolproof, or do you think that there will be a time where it's okay for everyone to use AI, and it doesn't matter if you use it, it's all more about your creative ability.
You know, I I think a couple of years ago we started after a pandemic. The big thing was the strike by the writer Guild of Americas, and then directors, then producers. Then that's reason you didn't see any new movie for a couple of years because they were so concerned. They had to get some commitment from the
Yeah,
studios and from the big OTT providers, and to make sure. But I think it's gonna eventually affect it. But I think again, just like any other thing, it's gonna augment to what they're doing. Maybe they, just like a
yeah,
special effect would be the site. They use AI. Maybe they have to do some stuff they have to fix in post production. Maybe they have to fix some lightings and some stuff. But they're not going to be using the whole movie with AI. Now, even
yeah,
maybe animation, yes, but but again, I don't think they're going to be. And again, just like anything else, I think it's going to be just augmented. Is going to just improve the production cycle, is going to improve the quality, it just like improve some of those things, but again, is going to I think just going to go help to make it more sophisticated, make unreal scenes to be more realistic. Simple as that, basically.
yeah. Right. No, yeah, I agree. I think we're also very. I think this is the first time that it has been like announced that an actor has used AI for one of their roles. So I think that we're in the beginning of it, right?
Oh yeah,
None of us
this
really
is
know what's
gonna.
going to happen in the future, and we're all just kind of predicting here. But yeah, I think that it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the future when it comes to AI, and if they're willing to admit that, if they're not willing to admit that, and we'll see where that goes, right?
But
Um,
I'm glad you brought that because there is AI compliance and ethical usage of AI. I think everybody is
yes.
obliged to definitely disclose that in case if they're using AI or anything like that. Nothing bad about it. It's okay to use it, but you need to disclose it to make sure that audience is watching that they feel comfortable. But again, from the compliance perspective, therefore, really, it's very good that there should be some regulation for ethical AI because you don't want to do because some I would say folks could take advantage of it and do things that like a big deep fake that is not it might
Yeah.
hurt the reputation of someone or somebody's life. Therefore, we have to have some boundaries against it. But other than that,
Yeah.
I think it's a great tool as long as it is managed in an ethical way and then with compliance and then followed some regulations. I think it's a good thing to do, and it's disclosed that this scene or this portion was AI. Like he disclosed it. He wasn't he wasn't being lying about it. He says that we use portion of it to change my accent, which is and it's just the same thing. Lots of sounds you hear in the movies is not like generated by human. Lots of them, the sounds people generate with their hands, with different instruments and everything else.
No, yeah, I think that's a very important point. And I love how we kind of just went into the ethics part of it as well. I think that's something that we talked about before in other podcasts as well. But that really just goes into like exactly like you said, because deep fakes can happen, especially in the movie scene. In the movie scene, if you're doing, AI, if you're using AI to kind of, alter images, and especially if it's a human image, then it becomes a problem. So, like you said, whenever it comes to that, we're still growing in like what AI can do, and the more and more that AI can do, there needs to be someone sitting there saying, okay, like, what are we gonna do about the ethics of it now, of the ethics of what's happening now? We have to compete with the growth of AI with the ethics of AI, right? So, no, I think as we do move into the future, the ethics conversation is gonna keep on changing, and we'll
Sure.
just we'll just figure out new things. But I do want to ask you this question as well. So we talked about how AI is kind of taking over and really building, new processes and establishing more quicker time frames for already done or already or processes being done in a company. So I want to ask you what does a good balance look like of AI and human oversight? What does that look like?
Yeah, I personally feel that always has to be a human engaged. Always is not gonna have it without any human. No, there are some applications doing it, but again, at the end of the day, like if you saw the Nvidia CEO presentation in Vegas earlier this year, he was saying that he imagines that employees gonna have companies can have employees. They call them digital employees. They're going to have lots of digital employees, and eventually that becomes IT reporting to IT. Basically. And again, the reason is because the IT want to make sure that they're doing whatever they're tasked with, and then they're not violating any rules, regulation, and they're compliant with the regulation of the company and everything else. Therefore, always has to be. I think there's going to be human. Human is going to be telling those AI agents what to do. And then with agentic AI, the beauty is that they can learn and improve, and you can just control that as well, and how much you train them, and then what you want to do. But again, the good thing would be if there's a brand new field they haven't done anything, you can create a agentic AI and train them on certain database on certain information. All of a sudden, they become an expert in that, and they learn. They do more research to help you. I think always has to be a combination of both. I don't think that you can avoid not having AI anymore if you want to be productive, to be competitive edge over your competitors, and then using the latest technology and become faster and more optimized operation and productive, more productive. I think you need to use the AI. Same time, you cannot just be all AI, because then you're gonna lose that touch with the human touch, human feel, because we still we have to deal with humans. Therefore, I think it's going to be both. And only thing is that probably what's going to happen, unless a company had to hire normally 100 assistants, now probably they can just stay with the current limit of the assistants, but don't hire more people. Just use AI to increase productivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to hire more people. They just use AI agents, and AI agents can do all that for them. And then, but again, I think then they have one of those AI agents, or personal, actual employee can manage 5 AI agents or so forth. Therefore, I think becomes more us responsible for managing those AI agents. And then it becomes very interesting if you look at some of the futuristic folks, how they see the 2030, even 3 years down the road or 4 years down the road, how they see that, how impact that.
So, Matt, I do wanna make sure that I ask you this because I know you asked me previously, but I do want to ask you. So, how does AI, from your daily workload, from the things that you do daily, I want to ask you how does AI help you with that?
Yeah, I've been very intrigued by AI over the past 5 years. I've taken so many courses and certification and whatever, and then and have at work also start using that. But again, the personal life really has make my life so easy, because give you example, one example, note taker. I used to take copious notes when I'm talking to customers, clients on a call, and sometimes I was just heavily engaged in the note taking. I would miss some of the conversation. But now I think it's just so powerful because I don't have to do that. I know for a fact 100% of my notes going to be available. I can devote my time to the client or to any other things that I'm doing. That's number one. Secondly, managing my agenda, managing my if I want to managing my email, be able to go in my email. AI tools help me to verify the spam versus non-spam, and if there is a reply needs to be done. I even on my previous job, for example, I wanted to automate the social media posting, and basically I created automation by using the AI tool, be able to post to, because sometimes you have to post to 4 or 5 different social platforms, right? And then I used
Yeah.
to just use the automation to post to the social platform. Again, that helped my business and everything else. Another one is, sometimes some of these tools, especially generating image from my presentation, was great because I can generate images that really helps to define my ideas and presentation based on my idea. I don't have to go get a stock picture and add it to it. I can
Right.
just generate what I want to do. And then again, in any type of work I do, I think it's helping me to automate. And what all that means, make me more productive. I can do more during the 10 hours or 12 hours that I work than ever in my life, because I'm using lots of great tools to help me to automate, and I can respond faster. I can respond to the customers faster. That's ideally. That's the reason we are in Gen AI here, Kashaf, because we want to really help the companies to assist them with their deployment vision of the AI, and actually we can do some consulting to help them to understand where AI could help them look at some of the processes, and then identify where would be the right fit. In addition, we can create, implement, and do post support of any implementation they want, any tools they want to use. Again, we want to do the right thing for the customers and make sure there's a result, and we can optimize their operation.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. Perfect. I love that. I love that so much. Well, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you once again, Matt, for being on our podcast today. We really appreciate it, and a lot of good things to take away from this podcast. And I hope that the viewers can also take away a lot of the experience and a lot of the the advice that you've given. So I really appreciate your time here today.
No, thank you, Kashaw. It was a great pleasure, and good luck to all of us in a new AI world.
There we go. There we go. It's starting now. So I mean, we'll meet back here sometime in the future. We'll be like, remember that time that we talked about
Awesome.
when the AI
That's
started?
great.
And look where it is now, right? We got agents, we got robots walking around. Who knows what's gonna happen? But look, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm excited. Nonetheless, I'm excited.
Same here.
So
All right. Take care. Thank you, everyone.
perfect, perfect. Yeah, I just want to say for a little bit here, if you want to check out more of our episodes, please check out our YouTube channel. We have all of our episodes on there, and then also we have all of our social accounts there that will be linked in the bio for you to check out our LinkedIn, our YouTube, and our TikTok. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you guys next week on AI Talks.